G'day fellas, and welcome to another casted game. Spawning in on the west of the map, it is Wham01, who is going to be playing the French, and this map is of course Archipelago. Archipelago is a very different map to Warring Islands, which you would be familiar with. Warring Islands, typically you'll be in one corner, your enemy in the other, and then there are two islands in the middle. Archipelago, a little bit different. There are random islands all throughout the map, and one of those islands has got his opponent today, and that's Beastie QT, who is going to be playing the Mongols on this map. This is kind of crazy, just because we haven't really seen any civilization be relevant in this game on this map other than the French. So I'm curious to see exactly what Beastie has got in store for us today. Beastie, for anybody unfamiliar, currently sits at rank number 1 on the ladder, so I guess you could say he's pretty good at the game. Wham at the moment sitting at number 33, so he's pretty good as well. These players both definitely in a separate league to everybody else at the moment. At least, you know, they're going to be making up the very top of the table. So we'll take a look at Beastie, we'll see what he's up to, and we're going to break down exactly what he does in this game, because you guys are going to know exactly what that French player is up to. So Beastie not dropping down that early Uvu, even though he's got 3k stone right next to his town center, he's still going straight for a dock, straight for fishing boats, and he's only, it doesn't look like there's any fish. Oh my lord, look at this unfortunateness. Unfortunateness, is that a word? So he is like, he's just barely out of line of sight of all the deep sea fish. So there's one right here, a couple more over this way. We'll check in with his opponent and see how he is doing. So Wham already got that deep sea fish out, as you would expect. We're not going to pay too much attention to the French build order. You guys are familiar with it. Probably going to go up with the Chamber of Commerce. Probably going to be making hulks, all that sort of thing. And so I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what Wham is going to be able to bring out today towards Beastie. But Beastie now going to be dropping a second dock down. So going for the double dock opening as the Mongols. Still no Uvu at this point. So I've played against Mongols on water maps before. I was very, very scared. You know, one of the things, okay, about Mongols, and this is sort of just to explain a little bit about the mindset that Wham is going through right now. He's thinking, why has he picked Mongols? Doesn't he know that the French is the pest on this map? And then you start trying to rationalize it in your head, and you're like, okay, well, if he's picked Mongols, maybe he's going to try and kill me really early. Like, maybe he's going to try and drop me. Maybe he's going to try and get some scouts over on my base. Maybe some spears. Maybe he's going to even try and get a villager over here. And he's thinking, all right, well, I've got a pretty defensible base here. My town center's got, you know, a decent radius here. If he tries to burn down my dock, I'm going to be able to get my villager in here. I should be okay on that front, but who knows? Who knows what he's going to try and do? So it looks like Wham, just, you know, as a response, he's just going to be playing normally. You can see he's got those fishing boats out on the deep sea fish at the moment. Still making plenty more, but behind this, Beastie has now finally found that deep sea fish. He's moved 3 of his fishing boats over there. He's got 2 more that are over here. Now, one of the things to note for anybody at home watching this and wondering, is it actually viable to go for these deep water fish? Yes, incredibly. So double the radius of this, or rather double the diameter of this. So it is more efficient for you to gather deep sea fish 1, 2, and then 3, a third way out this far. That's how fast they are. So you can really see the difference when it comes to these two. We can even, like, you know, we can do a little bit here. Okay, let's count. Okay, and you guys watch how fast it goes. So this one's going up 40 seconds. All right, there it goes. Hands it in. Okay, so this one's now at 1. You see this fishing boat is coming out. Let's watch how fast this one overtakes it, okay? It's at 5, 6. Now, it is the bottom one here that we're looking at. And just to demonstrate exactly how strong this is. Okay, so we're going to be comparing it. You know what? Let's compare it against that one. He's on 12 at the moment. Let's watch how fast this bad boy over here quickly eclipses him. But now we see an enemy fishing boat, so the French fishing boat. Now, Beastie is going to note that his enemy has come in from that direction, so he's going to know roughly that's where he is. He's on 23 on this one. Take a look. Ready? 3, 2, 1, 25. Bam. This one is already on 25 at this point. You can see just how fast that is and how fast that builds up. So already this fishing boat has now overtaken this one. It's up on 32, 33 at the moment, but slowly you can see it's getting up over the top of it. So deep sea fishing is definitely the right way to go here. Beastie now going to be dropping down a 3rd dock in this situation. Such an early age up time as well. 442 for him. Going to be tapping it away with 5 villagers there. Going to be moving his town center just a little bit closer to that gold. He does have the Gur down now. So he's going to be super duper happy. Now, one of the things that we have seen players do, instead of going for the deer stones, they actually go for the silver tree. And because it does act as a market, you can essentially just instant trade. So that is one thing that players have been doing. But Chamber of Commerce going up on the other side. So Wham going to be getting that pretty early age up in as well. A lot of fishing boats out for him as well. 8 fishing boats. So what Wham is going to be doing, he's going to be aging up. He's going to be selling all of that extra food. You can see that he's got in the bank at the moment. So 200. By the time he ages up, it'll be closer to 400. He'll sell all of that food. And then he can opt to buy a bit more wood with it if he needs to. You can see he's kind of gathering a little bit too much gold at this point, but that's okay. He'll macro that out. He'll work it out himself. We'll stay with him and just watch what he does when he clicks up, or rather, once he gets up. So, Chamber of Commerce now coming online. You'll see some numbers right above that. There you go. So there it is, the sale happening. 400 wood coming in, or 400 food rather, being sold off. And now going to be training up the very first Hulk. Do we have a second Hulk coming through just yet? Probably going to have to sell or buy a little bit of wood here to get this out extra quick. It is 300 wood, so I wouldn't be surprised if he actually did sell or buy another 100 wood there. But a little bit of miss macro. We'll take a look back over at Beastie's perspective. He does have the triple dock up now. Age up has now begun, or age up has rather just happened. He does have access to the junk. So we'll take a look at all of the military production buildings he's got. He's got 3 docks out here. Going to be dropping down the blacksmith straight away. Beastie is. So a very nice opening here with the 3 docks, all 3 of them bringing out resources at the same time, not dropping a market down, just leaving that for now. No villagers on food. You can see just a couple sheep next to the town center. Majority of these fishing boats are out now. He's going to know that there are Hulks on the way very, very shortly. We see the first Hulk now coming out across the map. Hulk, take a look at the stats there. 6 attack, or rather 6 armor, 100 attack. Okay, and compare that over to the light junks of his opponent. Okay, 10 attack on each of these bad boys. So they're only getting 4 of their damage through now. Now, keep in mind, he will get +1 very shortly here, and he'll look to have a little bit of an advantage, but he does have these 3 light junks out already. We're going to spot exactly what happens. Doesn't actually lose a fishing boat there, so good reaction times from Beastie. He's going to be taking the shoreline fish here. It's a lot safer for him to do that. And now plenty of junks. He's got another 3 that are in queue right here. So already we see the aggression coming out from Wham, really looking to just clean up the early boats from his opponent, but Beastie actually demonstrating that, hey, Mongols, sure, they're S tier on land, but guess what? They might be S tier on water as well. And now Beastie beginning to push towards his opponent. And this is incredible because normally you would never expect this in any matchup. And now Beastie going to come in from the south onto his opponent, really get a great spot for him, sitting, and he's actually enclosed him in here. Beastie actually doing an incredible job taking the Hulk down, losing a lot of HP. The Hulk's going to try and get away, but look at the HP on these ships. He's just going to pull them back. He's only got 1 at a time, so a bit of a misplay right now from Wham. And he is in a terrible position because if this first Hulk goes down, then the second one's going to be all by itself. And now Beastie is at a significant advantage because he has got the tempo. His opponent has lost just that single Hulk. You keep that alive, you're okay, but you lose it and you are in terrible positions. And now he is looking absolutely terrible. Steel arrow going to be coming in. This is the +1 attack, rather, for these ships. So you might not think that that is a lot, but I promise you it is a huge amount when you are talking about the difference between 4 attack and 5 attack, and that is a 25% buff of their attack damage. And when you obviously extrapolate that over the fact that they're shooting a lot of arrows coming out in a very short time, it is a huge amount. And look at the numbers here from Beastie. 10 light junks. This is such a clean build order coming out from him. Has dropped the market down now, has sold a little bit of the food, but gonna continue pushing out. And look at all the light junks out. Beastie absolutely taking his opponent right now to school. You can see just how much damage is coming out onto this the Hulk, and really starting to prove that actually it is not that French is overpowered on water. It's just that people might not have actually discovered the counter to them. Mongols looking incredibly good right now. Light junks doing their best to try and get back, and France looking like they might be in a little bit of trouble. Have we been wrong all this time? Has France really been ST up this long with no challenge on water as Beastie manages to clean up on the water out here? He's got 8 light junks at this point, and he is significantly ahead. We can see the score difference right now. A score difference of 800, almost double his enemy's score at this point. So many light junks out. Do we have the +1 armor coming through? Not just yet, but I tell you what, I am in absolute awe of this. Who would have thought Mongols are S tier on water as well as on land? Oh my gosh, I know some of you guys get a little bit fed up with me always talking about tiers, but, you know, I think it's very normal to sort of compartmentalize things, put things in a list, you know, that sort of thing. But now we actually see fishing boats moving forward up towards this next fishing point. Did they run this one out? Okay, they just ran this one out. I thought he might have been coming in for some sort of timing push here. Double Hulk production still happening here, so he's going to look to have 4 Hulks. The really big the biggest issue is that he lost that first Hulk. And by losing that first Hulk, he loses tempo. And by losing the tempo, now he's stuck behind. He's in a difficult spot because if Beastie pushes him, even just a slight push, he's going to fall over. Just a little sneeze in his direction, he's going to be gone. So Beastie is looking pretty good right here. We'll take a look on board with Wham, and Wham actually going to be pulling fishing boats here. This is the correct choice. Against the DPS of these, oh my lord, that is so many freaking boats right now coming out from Wham. Wham going to be moving in towards his enemy, and Beastie QT going to be trying to do his best. We'll take a look from his perspective. We see him actually going to be taking out the majority of the fishing boats on the back line here. Plenty of remaining boats here for him. Light junks trying to do their best. And it's difficult to explain exactly what's happening, but you can see all of the fishing boats getting picked off behind this. And now he's going to slowly start working on all of these Hulks. And it looks like the Hulks are actually going to be going down. I don't think there's any possible way. He is just completely outnumbered at this point. And I think this might just be GG right here. Because the French player, I mean, he is really hoping to try and get that early advantage over his opponent. And it just seems like he's unable to do that. He can't apply that pressure. He can't take out the docks. And even though he's got the stronger ships, they are slower. They are weaker in their maneuverability, in their nimbleness. And that's where the Mongols really excel with their light junk. So here they are, the Mongols. Do we expect to see Mongols coming out in droves on over the next week or two on water maps? Potentially. That is what we can expect. Because as you guys know, this guy is #1 on the ladder. And a lot of people are going to be watching this and saying, well, hold on a minute. I didn't think Mongols were good on water, but it turns out not only are Mongols good on water, they are great on water, taking down a French player while doing it. How many light junks have we got? 13 light junks. What do you even do against this at this point? Hulks are meant to counter them. Is the light junk overpowered? Is that what we're asking ourselves right now? Like, hold on a minute. Maybe the light junk's overpowered. It shouldn't be beating the French Hulk. What? There's no way. I'm like sitting here trying to do the math. Doesn't look like he's got the +1 armor. I don't think it's really that important. If your enemy's doing 100 damage to you, you know, whether it does 97 or 96 isn't really going to change things. So, you know what? It's pretty wise for him to do that. I think the next question is, where does he go from here? Because obviously, you know, looking at this, he's still, you know, continuing to train plenty of those light junks. He obviously has the advantage over his enemy. He's letting them heal up. But where does he go? Does he go age 2? Does he just simply stay in this age and just continue massing up? If he goes to, rather, not age 2, age 3, does he look to go to age 3? Because obviously if he does, he's going to be able to get that +2 balanced projectiles technology, which is very strong. Also, there will be other technologies that he'll be able to have, including Navigator Lookout. He'll be able to get things like Piracy. Actually, I don't even know. He might be able to get Piracy right now. I'm not too sure exactly. We'd have to check in on that. But now going to begin pushing forward. You see just how many of these he's got. He's got 20 light junks out. His enemy right now, does he have any? Where are the fishing boats? Oh, they all died. All the fishing boats died in the last attack. So what is Wham doing right now? Wham's sitting here with 1,800. Wham? Is Wham asleep at the wheel right now? I mean, I would be asleep at the wheel if I lost this matchup, but, you know, there's got to be the first one, right? The first one is going to be the guy, you know, there's got to be, the first person has to lose this matchup, and I think that's definitely it. Oh, look at the score difference at this point. Maybe these two players are just chatting at this point. Is that what we potentially see happening? Are these two players just chatting it out? I think they might be chatting it out. We can just see that I think at this point Wham might have given up. So I'm just going to speed up this game because, as you guys all know, this game is, in my opinion, well and truly over now. He actually is bringing a Hulk back here, but we're going to just keep it sped up. And you actually see he was trying to get a dock in behind here. But, you know, his Stone's in a bit of a bad position. Look how quickly this Hulk gets taken out. Just completely cleaned up. And I think this is obviously well and truly over at this point. Beastie now sitting 3 times the score of his enemy. And I guess I got to ask you guys the question. Did you see this coming? Did you expect to know that Mongols would become this strong on water? I definitely didn't. I definitely did not expect this. Guys, I'm going to leave a link in the description as well as in the pinned comment to Beastie's channel. Make sure you check him out, and thank you so much for watching.